One of my pet hates is people who wear sarees without ironing them. You can see the fold marks on the sarees, and it doesn't look very nice at all. So you really want to iron the saree first. I always start on the part that you tuck into, that you begin with, the part you tuck in. Just the reason I do that is if I burn it, then I'm able to cut that piece away. And I have burnt a saree before, and I've been able to cut that end piece away. Now it's very difficult to see what heat you need to use. I always start at a level between silk and nylon, and then if I feel like the material isn't ironing, then I gradually put up the heat. So it's I also iron inside out as well, so that I don't catch any of the ornate embroidery or any Swarovskis or anything like that that might be put on the saree. It doesn't catch in, the iron won't catch in the threads. I have got steam on as well. I don't feel that the creases come out with just plain dry iron, so water added to it is going to be a lot better and it'll make the process a lot quicker. But yeah, 6 meters of ironing on a saree is sometimes a bit too much. Okay, so I've already prepped my saree. It's been ironed and I just drape it on the back of the sofa. My saree is predominantly this material here, which is, I don't know, a soft nylon material. It's quite thick, not very see-through at all. And it's got this border all around the bottom. And then the saree, the part that drapes over the front, either way you wear it, is this beautiful net here that then has this nylon panel in between with a kind of glittery brown ribbon running through. Now when I got this I was a little bit worried because the colour is a little bit dull for me. It's a little old ladyish in terms of colour. Obviously sarees can vary between brights and quite pastel colours. You can get anything through the whole spectrum of sarees, but this one really appealed to me because it had this, the base part was one type and then the top part was a different type. The bolu was a net, and it's really fashionable at the moment, and Rashi from Southall wears these sarees a lot, and so when, the minute she took it out, it appealed to me, so I bought it, and when I got it home I sort of put it on me, and I did find it looked really dull. Now the blouse piece that comes with it is also, this is the blouse piece, and it comes in the same material as the base, which would be a nice contrast with that same border that you would use for the sleeves and the back. But I just thought for me, I felt it wasn't enough, and I needed to jazz it up a little. So I went out to Rangoli and I got this beautiful green brocade material which matches the border of this blouse, the border of the blouse piece here. So you can see that that's the blouse, the material that I bought, and I think it complements the whole saree really nicely. So I just decided to go with that just to jazz it up a little bit, make it look a little bit more fresh. When you get a saree, it does need to be prepped. The whole piece usually comes just as one piece without the saree blouse attached. The first thing you need to do is find the piece that you tuck in, and you'll find an extra piece that's part of the main saree that has the border on it sort of randomly. Sometimes the blouse piece can be contrasting, so you just have a random pattern within that first piece anyway. And what you need to do is lay the saree on the floor, take that end piece and kind of fold it over itself like this at both sides, and then cut around the middle. So you need to identify the whole piece, which will have a separate pattern usually. You'll know the piece. It's about, I don't know, how many centimetres? It's about 90 centimetres this piece, wide, and obviously it's the same length as the saree, the same height as the saree. So you need to take that piece out, and that you need to give to a tailor with your measurements for a blouse to be made. Once you cut out the blouse piece, you obviously then need to hem that seam so that you don't get any frayed edges. I just double it over once, and then I just fold it over once and then double it again, if I show you, like that, and like that, and sew, manually hand sew that across to get a nice finish. You can do it with a sewing machine, but you can pull the thread too much, and because the materials can be quite delicate, you might have a bit of stonework around. Actually, won't have any stonework around that part, but you know, my mum's taught me to do it by hand, because doing it by machine, it just doesn't give you a nice finish. Another thing needs to be done is that the saree fall needs to be put in. That's an extra piece of material. You can either buy it for about, I don't know, less than £1, or if the shop is good, they will actually have the piece sewn in already, or they'll offer to sew it in for you. So that needs to be sewed in around the top edge, the bottom edge, and the sides into the saree, so that when, you know, that's the bottom part of the saree, so that when the saree is tucked in, the saree falls nicely, and when you fold it as well, do the pleats, they kind of just hang nicely. It just adds a little bit of weight to a otherwise, you know, quite light saree. Also, if there's any work on the border at the base of the saree, having a fall there is just protection, so that you don't ruin your saree from your toenails catching onto any of the embroidery, you know, the back of the embroidery, or your shoes, any diamantes on your shoes, because obviously when you wear fancy sarees, you wear fancy shoes mostly, so that doesn't catch either. Quality of saree can vary from place to place, or even piece to piece. Mostly sarees are made in a factory where, you know, they're under pressure, provide as many pieces as possible. So the quicker they finish a piece, the quicker they can start on a new saree and get their numbers up. So this saree, when we bought it, was unfinished, and you'll often hear that, you know, you've bought a saree and it's been kept in the shop for finishing. My mum finished this saree for me because she's wonderful like that. Basically, on the border here, running between these areas was pieces of thread which were not pulled out properly. So from the machine process, you had some of the green running into the gold, some of the red running in, and my mum said she pulled out about that much worth of extra thread that should have been taken out at the finishing stage of this saree production. She says that now, you know, the borders you can see properly, whereas before they weren't clear. I didn't notice, I'm just such a dope like that. But if you can see these little stray hairs here, not stray hairs, stray threads like that, all these need to be cut off. Along with the purchase of a saree, so you need the saree, you need the blouse, whether it be ready-made or a blouse piece. Even if it's a ready-made piece, a ready-made blouse, you do need to put it on and try it well before the date that you need to wear it, because they're often made standard sized and they're ill-fitting, so you do need to take it to a tailor, and just taking the side sometimes, just around the side by the bust. Sometimes the arms are too loose, so they just need slight adjustment. If you're good with sewing machine, you can actually just take in, where's my blouse? You can just take in the hem like that yourself, you know, by turning the blouse inside out and doing it. But if you're not, then take it to a tailor to be altered. So along with the saree, the blouse, the fall, you also need a petticoat, which is like this. You can get them for around £5, and they come standard sizes, standard waist sizes. I'm short, I'm 4'11", didn't even make it 5 foot. So my petticoat, standard sizes, they're too long for me, so I need to give that to the tailor to have shortened as well. You need to have a petticoat because sarees can be see-through. You need to have something for it to tuck into. Some people just wear a belt and then tuck the saree in there. But I just think, you know, I like to have my security. I like to have a petticoat and not have my knickers showing. I hang my sarees up in the wardrobe on a hanger, but sometimes the saree can crease over time and it can lay really awful crease marks that you can't iron out easily enough. So consider getting saree bags and placing 4 or 5 sarees, you know, in a saree bag on a shelf. That'll protect it from dust. You'll still be able to see them because the saree bags are quite clear, and they'll stop it from, you know, getting too worn by the folds as well, especially important for silk sarees. If you've got a very embroidered saree with Sardosi work perhaps, which is likely to catch, then place a piece of old bedding, you know, just cut up some sheets of old bedding or flat sheets and then just place them between the folds of the saree, and if you're going to place another saree on top, just between that as well, just to protect it from snagging and ruining the material of either of the two sarees. When you wash them, you're supposed to hand wash them or dry clean them. For plain sarees, which have got very little work and are quite sort of robust, everyday wear sarees, you can chuck in a washing machine. For ornate sarees, you're going to want to put them through proper specialist dry cleaners. That's dry cleaners who are specialising with saree dry cleaning. You can always spot clean any areas of spillage, like food spillage. If you get any oil or curry stains on them, if you're at a wedding party, then just go straight in the bathroom, hand wash, fairy liquid, whatever comes, even shower gel, whatever comes to hand, just wash, just wet the stain and wash it out. I don't do all of the salt and oil and all that kind of stuff. I just wash it with water and soap, lather it up, and then when I get home, then I just get a towel, really wet it and rub at the stain and wipe it off that way. I'm really naughty, I don't hand wash, I'm really lazy and I find it too drying for my hands, but I've got a hand wash feature on my washing machine, so I will put my blouse in, you know, periodically, not after every wear, but say after 3 or 4 wears, or if I've been dancing in my saree, then my blouse does need to be a little refreshed, so I'll put that on the hand wash cycle of my washing machine in cold water, and then put that out in the put that out to dry in the garden. And I haven't ruined any of my sarees that way. If I wanted to, even with this one, if I felt like I needed to wash it, I'd chuck it on the cold wash cycle of my washing machine. But please don't quote me on that. If my mother hears me say this, she'll kill me. She'll just say to me, look, give me the saree to wash and I'll wash it for you. Don't put it through a washing machine. I don't want you to ruin any of your sarees or blouses. So please, you know, just do what you've always done and ignore me. I don't want to ruin your sarees. My sister, she ruined a blouse recently by hand washing it, and what it was is that the colours run on that particular material, and she didn't test it first just by doing a spot wash to see how much colour comes off. You know, when you get material from India, it's not always properly, you know, if it's a low quality piece, then the colours will run. So never ever put anything in the wash with anything else to start off with, but always if it's something with a lot of high colour, and you know if it's got a lot of high colour because it will smell of chemical, always spot check it first, and if you think that not a lot of colour is going to come through, then hand wash it or put it through the wash cycle. If it's a one colour piece, it's not going to be an issue, but if it's a light and dark piece, you know, then you're going to really want to get it out the wash as quick as possible. I think what my sister must have done is left it in idle water for a while and the colours just mixed, and there you go. I'm not saying anything more about that. What else do I want to say? Be aware that sarees are often sprayed with starch to keep them stiff and to keep them their folds nice and, you know, crisp, like crisp shirts, men's shirts. If you wash them, that starch is going to go away, so you might find that alters the appearance of your saree a little bit. Also takes off a little bit of the sheen, so just be aware of that. If you've got your saree on, it can be quite awkward to move around in it, to then go and look for bangles or jewellery, so just have everything in one place. Your safety pins, your bangles, your saree brooch if you're wearing one, your earrings, necklace, you know, your shawl, your shoes. You should always have your shoes on anyway before you wear a saree, because otherwise you'll end up with a saree that should be just above floor level, then quite short and looking funny. Yeah, other than that, if you don't know how to wear a saree, practice, practice, practice. I'm going to have some videos on different ways to wear a saree, and also different types of sarees that you can get. And I've got a saree already. I've got a video already on how to drape a Gujarati style saree, so do check that video out. I look like crap today. I've had a facial, and it was a vigorous facial because I had a headache, so she got rid of all of the stress and tension and the headache that I had for a few days, but it's really aggravated my skin, so I'm not doing any makeup tutorials at the moment. it's my brother's engagement ceremony tomorrow, one of his ceremonies, and I've broken out, so I'm really hoping, that's why I'm going to wear that saree to tomorrow. So I'm hoping I have really good skin, but I look really terrible. I've got dark circles as well. Oh, I haven't done my cheeks. I haven't defuzzed my cheeks. Oh well. Anyway, have a lovely day. See you later. Bye.